Come up just enough so that you can use your right hand to push the left knee wide, and then push with the left hand the right knee wide, and then lay down between both legs. Arms out in front of you this time. And if you need to, you can rest your chest onto a bolster. The big toes will come together, that's okay. Start to feel a nice tugging, usually in between the legs, in the inner groins. These are the adductor muscles. And that's a great example of tension. Some people can't separate the legs any wider because those muscles are a bit tight or short. And if you're feeling tension here, then you don't really need to go any further. Just stay with what you're experiencing. But you might find after a minute or so here in the tadpole, those sensations kind of become milder. The tissues are actually lengthening a little bit, like silly putty that you stretch slowly over time, they elongate. If that's what's happening to you and you don't feel much anymore in the inner thighs, you can kind of mature into a more full-grown frog. For that, let your hips come up a bit more forward. You can come onto your elbows, your forearms. And then with the hips right above the knees can slide a bit further apart. Now you might feel a little bit more sensation in the inner legs. If the inner knees complain here, put some padding, a towel or socks underneath the knees, especially if you're on a hard floor. Or if you're using a yoga mat, you can fold the mat in half lengthwise and let that be some extra cushioning. You're welcome to stay here, or if it's available, you can slide the hands further forward, let your heart melt to the floor. Turn your head to one side or rest on your forehead. Don't be where it's too much. Be where you can stay here for like another 15, 20 minutes. I'm just kidding. We're not going to stay here for 15, 20 minutes. But if we were, it'd be okay for you. So we don't want really intense sensations here, just feeling that nice tugging. But for some people, they start to experience compression right in the back of the hips. And now they find that the neck of the femur is starting to impinge on the hip socket. And it's no longer tension that's stopping them, rather it's compression. They've reached the limit of what the body can give them in this shape. If you're feeling compression in the back of your hip, try moving your hips a little bit more forward or a little bit further back. Maybe you can go around that point of compression so you feel tension once again. And a nice challenge here is, can you relax? The last minute or so in the full frog, relax. If you cannot relax, then go back to the tadpole or simply the child's pose. About 3 more breaths. And then coming back onto your elbows, lift your hips up enough so you can slide the knees back together. Sitting back in child's pose for a few breaths.